Good evening. One of the things, and people ask me, why are you running for mayor? It's very interesting because of politics. Where you live, how you live, and actually, if you live, is based on politics. And over the past 16 years, the last 4, I've been off of city council. And during this time over the summer, I watched basically, and I think all of you share with me the same feeling, 4 silos sitting on the city council. And it's like sharks surrounding each other. And really, if you look about decision making, it's how do I perform, how do I make a decision that's gonna look best for me so when I run for mayor? And I'm sitting down and I'm looking at it and say, geez, I would take a more aggressive approach to this. I wouldn't worry about attacking someone else. I wouldn't worry about how I look. I think the real reason is you have to make a decision based on what is before you. A couple things. When I first got on city council, an issue came up over by the Mayflower property on Normandy at 168th Street, and that was the Boys and Girls Town was going to move in there. The whole community came out, standing room only. We will not stand for that. And I'm looking at the paperwork and said, there's no reason why the city council should ever deny this. There's no basis for that. But city council denied it, and I voted against it. Not until 2 weeks ago, they started rebuilding and starting to build. 16 years later, after a decision made by the city council. Another example of that is BHS over on Marine. That was standing room only. Everyone on spinning came by and said, you're not going to build. Still empty. Now, I'm going to tell you, based on all that experience that I've had, you can give me a standing room only. This is the same way they tried to do it for that Superior Market that was going in at Crenshaw Boulevard and Marine. And they said, you can't build that here because it's a non-union store. And I'm looking at the city code and I said, where in the code does it say a non-union store cannot take a place located in that location? And we turned it around and it was voted to go ahead and go in. So what I basically want to do is have leadership that's not afraid to have a standing room only crowd or people, residents yelling and screaming and say, no, I think this is the way to go. One of the reasons also I want to become mayor is that I do believe that I can bring the best out of people. It's wonderful. I mean, after all these years, one of the members that's currently running for city council, I ran with her, 16 years ago. And we're not supposed to use names, so I won't use it, but other members on the council I had the opportunity to work with. The key part about it is that I'm at the position in my life today, and it's kind of opposite of Kenny Hahn. Kenny Hahn always pronounced that, if you, what you want to do is take credit for the good things and blame the other supervisors for the bad things. My position is I know who I am. I know I'm very confident in my skin, where I am at my life currently. Members of the council, if you give credit to everyone that wants to take credit for it, whether they work for it or not, that's great. It's okay. It doesn't matter because we're going to get things done. And that's how you get it done. It's not about me. And I'm really concerned about the direction of the city. How much time do I have?
You have a minute, 41 seconds.
Oh, okay. Really based on this, if you think about it, and what really bothers me perhaps the most is that in terms of Chief Madrano, take off the chief name. Just call the person as a person. I think he's well qualified. So what we got to do, and it seems it's going to have to be, you're going to have a search committee or other review. Look at it that way. And I would say that based on his experience and his knowledge of the city, that I have no question whatsoever that he would be certainly in the top 1 or 2 or 3 in any kind of a grouping in terms of consideration. And that's how you should look at it. Not that he's the chief of police and is going to be doing this or someone's going to take over. I find it kind of interesting, though, the people that are supported by a certain labor organization in the city of Gardena, none of them are here. I don't understand that. I think this, if you're going to have a candidate forum, you should have everyone try to come. If they have a reason, they can't be. And I think that's very, very important. I think the last thing I want to just say is that I've seen every member that's up here today grow in their positions. And we're really lucky in the city of Gardena that we have 7 people running for city mayor and 8 running for city council. I remember years past, people trying to talk other people out of running so there'd be no election. But the beauty of it, I think, is wonderful that we've matured to a situation where in the city of Gardena that we have the courage and to go ahead and go forth and have time out. Thank you. In the first 90 days, number one, obviously the issue is going to be the city manager and how that person is selected. But number two, regarding the building of the police station and the senior center, Stephen Bradford and I, we voted for the creation and for the new bus depot. I think when we voted on it, we were told it was going to be $27 million. I think by the time it was done, it was $39 or $40 million. And now I got some new numbers, 60 something, whatever it is. So whatever the number is for this police station, believe me, it's going to be 30, 40, 50% more. And that's only natural. So you cannot believe that just because this is the number, that's what it's going to be. So we should be prepared for that. We should be able to find a way to go about doing this. You know, the surplus in the budget, it was a lot of luck. And the reason for that is the city sold properties. We sold the bus depot, as mentioned earlier. We sold the parking lot next to the Memorial Hospital Gardena. Those, we don't have any more property to sell. So how are you going to build up this reserve again? And so that's the key aspect of it. You know, today I was walking and I made a frantic call to Kelly Fuji because the seniors said, why did you take away our exercise class? And I didn't know that we did. And they said, well, the teachers won't come anymore, not enough students, and I think they charge $1 or $2 extra to do it. And so that funding is gone. So what we need to do at a very basic level, we're not talking about millions of dollars, we're talking about just regular senior services and trying to provide that. And so we're talking about things that are very important to the people that are in the community. Along those lines, the other thing, if I were to become mayor, what I would do immediately is get the city council as well as the planning commissioners all together in a room. It will not be a Brown Act violation, but it'll be a seminar, and anyone could come and watch us discuss things. But we need to get on the same page. I had the benefit when Terry Ritchie was the mayor. I had the benefit to go to different League of California cities seminars and learn about how to be a city council person. I spent 25 years in Washington, D.C. as a lawyer, lobbyist, and government relations work with the House, Senate, and the Congress. You know something? When I got onto city council, the budget was the hardest thing to understand. And after 6 years, I finally went up to Mitch one day and I said, Mitch, do you know where the bodies are buried in this budget? And he goes, yes, I know where everything is. And I said, okay. Well, as long as you know that aspect of where you have hidden certain funds, I'm okay. Because I'm going to tell you, it is the hardest thing to understand because there's so many rules involved in it. But I think to get informed, to understand where it is very important. And I believe that the experience that collectively that this could really happen and be a good city. Plus that one last thing, this is the most fun I've had in a long time.
Will you be willing to propose building a new shopping center in North Gardena over your new jail? That's the question.
Well, I think that's a fairly easy answer. One, the city's not going to build a shopping center, but the city certainly can take a leadership role and encourage developers to come in. The other part about it is there's certain incentives you may be able to make in regards to offsetting future taxes or certain revenues for a certain period of time as an incentive. That could be certainly done. The biggest problem with Gardena is all infill. There's very few properties that are open land, and that's why the bus depot was such a big catch, because it was virtually a land. People don't know this, but we've always been trying to get the armory. One day, they pay $1 a year. One day, the day before that dollar was due, they hadn't paid it. And Mitch was praying that they would not pay. And someone just curried over and just paid us the $1. And so they still had that property.